Yes! Whoa. That was interesting. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, and we have, hopefully, fingers crossed, the last battle before the Hawk 250 is ready to hit the road. Oh, I'm trying to keep this intro short and sweet because good God do I like to talk, and I'm sick of hearing my own voice when I edit. But what we're doing today is, fingers crossed, finishing the Hawk 250. Now, there's going to be a lot of other stuff that I want to modify on this motorcycle and things that I'm going to want to change. But the goal today is to finish this bike. I want to go through, make sure that everything's attached, everything's working, and then replace the fork finally on this thing and get it road ready. So, on the list of things to do, first and foremost, we need to get the dashboard on here. Second, we need to address the forks. And then lastly, I'm gonna actually do a quick valve check because I've been reliably told by some folks in the comments that these bikes come very tight from the factory, and that can actually cause issues with how they start and how they run. So I figure just to be safe, why don't we go ahead and we check the valves? There's only two of them. It takes like a few minutes. Should be interesting. This is the first time I'm gonna have checked my valves on any motorcycle without an actual practicing mechanic looking over my shoulder. So hopefully I get it done right. What's what? That is way too freaking tight. Ugh, for a valve cover bolt. That's not right. Oh God. That is way too tight. Oh. Jesus Christ. Lovely, it hasn't fouled even a little bit after, 2 miles. Hopefully this doesn't leak any oil. Yay! The oil's below it. Ta-da! Yeah, okay. That's not bueno. No good. Can't even get my smallest feeler gauge in there. Well, that took a lot longer than anticipated, but what else is new with this motorcycle? I just really wanted to make sure, since we're dealing with 0.05 to 0.07 millimeters range, that I got it set right, and it really comes down to just feel. And when you're dealing with tightnesses like that, it's like there's so little going on that even tightening with the right tools, which I have, is such a delicate balancing act. So it took a while, but put the valve cover back on next, and then button this whole thing back up. Then let's deal with the dashboard, shall we? Not sure if the camera's gonna capture this, but look at how ganked that fork is. I'm gonna loosen the other one just to check it. Gotta pull the frickin' caliper off. Dang it. It's not exactly straight either. Oh, great. Both forks are bent. Damn it. Here's what a good straight one looks like. So, I think for the short term, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to install the less bent of the two forks. Never feels good putting broken parts back into a motorcycle, but you know what? I gotta get this thing running. It's only gonna be me on this bike anyway. Because the Speedo cable was so busted, I needed to get a new Speedo pickup. So that is what this is. My hope is that it's just gonna fit. And it looks like it will. Yay! This was just an Amazon thing. Hooray! More Amazon parts for the Amazon bike. Okay, I've got the dashboard mounted. Now I need to run all these pins into this thing here, which basically, pretty sure that's just the neutral light. And then everything else needs to go into this pin so that I can hook it up to this, which should be my gear position indicator. So I need to figure out exactly which wires go where, and then I need to tap into one of these wires over here to make sure that I'm getting, I believe this would be my RPM. So I'm gonna have to figure out exactly where all these wires are. Of course, this dashboard didn't come with any directions, so time to Google. Okay, so I do know that pink wire is first gear. I've got a video that I'm following along here. So I gotta match these wires up. This is gonna be kind of a pain in the butt, but let's do this. So pink wire is going into top middle. So where's my pink wire? This goes into top middle. Should be, I'm double checking that one, yep. Blue and red for second gear. Blue and red, upper left. Green and black for third gear, which is where? Green and black is bottom left. Yellow and red is fourth gear. Should be in the middle, bottom middle. Yep. Okay, let's see if it works. Cool. It thought for a second that it was going 21 miles an hour. It's in neutral, so I'm gonna need to, first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. Yay, it works! All right, let's put it in neutral and see if the RPM works. Oh, that battery's really tired. I need to get a new one. Maybe I can bump start it. Hold on. Okay, I had to swap the battery because this one I kind of just let sit on my shelf back there. So it's dead. I tried recharging it. It doesn't want to work, but I'm gonna get another one of those because it fits. But I've got the other battery in. So let's see how it goes, shall we? Yes! Whoa! That was interesting. I'm gonna call this a success. Tachometer cable's not working quite right yet, so gotta fix that, but everything's working, yay! All right, so this wire right here had a spade connector and it wanted to get just tucked in there with this guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to solder this onto the back of this connector. Just fill that up with a bunch of solder and then solder this in place just so that we have a solid connection. So essentially I just de-pinned this. This is the tachometer. So I'm just waiting for the soldering iron to hot up. Should be there pretty soon though. Yep, there we go. All right, I have no idea how long it's been since the last time I worked on the Hawk here. I've actually been doing some stuff for the Discord people. We live stream working on it every Wednesday, but I forgot. I still need to finish this video. And the biggest thing that is currently stopping this motorcycle from running the way that I want it to is the carburetor. I believe because I went with the biggest carburetor they have, which is the 30 mil carb here, I think it's getting way too much gas off the power jet, because when I'm, above 50% throttle and getting up higher in the power band, it starts stuttering. So what I've done is I took the 128 jet out of the carburetor and I slapped in the 122. So we're gonna see if that works. If it runs the way I want it to, i.e. not super stupid rich and it just, works good, then theoretically, fingers crossed, the next cut in the show is actually getting this thing inspected and turning it into a proper old dual sport. right, let's see how this goes. What I did off camera that you may be wondering why I have the key out here is I've actually ended up replacing the ignition cylinder here. The old one, the key was really bent and I only had one of them. So I decided to get another one. It didn't fit. So I'm still having to modify this housing to make it fit. But in the meantime, the key still does work and the bike does turn on. The headlight just isn't there, so. All right, let's see if it wants to start up. Let's go with some choke. It needs gas. As I'm like, do I have to tear the whole motorcycle apart? No, I just need to turn the petcock on. Oh, I'm a dumbass sometimes. Okay. Now that it has gasoline, let's just try it. Ta-da! Okay, now let's give it some choke so it can warm up. Making sure it's not actually leaking gas out of anywhere that it's not supposed to. And now let's see if it'll idle. There she goes. Still doesn't like snapping the throttle open. If you know what that is, where you go and it just dies, let me know, because even my DRZ did that back in the day. So yeah, do let me know down below if you know carbureted bikes. But otherwise, seems to run and idle great. Next step is going to be taking it out on the road with one of these plates and making sure that the new jet in there feels good at higher RPM. So let's hit the road.
It's absolutely tapped at about 45 miles an hour right now. Well, thank God, a red light. It vibrates so bad that certain unmentionables have already fallen asleep. You know, honestly, as a little country runabout, this isn't bad at all. I really need to take it out and test it off-road. I'm sure it's going to absolutely fall apart out there, but it is really nice to have a dual sport. I'm really glad that I have one. God, those tires are so sketchy though. These unbranded Chinese tires are not great, believe it or not. Y'all run inspections on bikes?
Yes, but he'll be back at 3 o'clock.
He'll be back at 3 o'clock. All right. Oh God, the speed limit here is 60 miles an hour. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Go, little hawk, go! 53, 54, 55, 54. No, that's the wrong direction. Okay, that's where we're going for our inspection now. We're gonna see if we can make it. All right, time to feel the fury. That's all she's got, baby. That's it. The hawk says no more. Hey, at least it was able to hit a 50 mile an hour speed limit. It has nothing left to give, but it made it. I feel bad for the people behind me, if anybody's behind me. This is hands down the sketchiest thing I've done in a hot minute. Riding this thing down some Texas back roads that are all about 55 mile an hour on dubious tires at best. Yeah, this perhaps was not the smartest idea. But you know what? Currently the Hawk is not complaining. It's screaming, like I said. It's not probably all that happy about being tapped right now, but you know what? It'll make it. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're finally at the point where we need to turn right, and I kind of want to get in front of this big-ass dump truck because it's going to be going slow. And so him going slow is going to act as a shield in case people get mad about me going slow. The beauty here is that this is actually a 2-lane and only a 50 mile an hour speed limit, so we should be okay. I do think it kind of interesting that on a motorcycle that has twice the horsepower as a Grom, I'm only getting Grom top speeds. I'm wondering if it's limited by its gearing or if the carburetor's just not right. It's possible that because I went with the biggest carburetor, it's just running way too rich, and it's not happy about it. Which I could believe. I could believe that it's running outrageously rich because I do smell a little bit of gas when I come off the throttle, but you know, maybe I'll just put the 300cc big bore kit on here and see what happens. Feel the fury. Well, y'all, it's official. This bike is now ready to get its own plate and tear up the mean streets of Austin here. I was actually a little bit worried, but nothing to worry about. It just did it. Passed with flying colors, the little Hawk did. And $10 later, I'm ready to go get this thing plated and put it on the road, and then immediately never put it back on the road because this thing is sketchy right now. I really do think it's geared high. For how quickly it revs up and how low the top speed is, I really do think it's geared a little high. If I put a slightly smaller front sprocket on there, I think it'd really help this thing out. But honestly, I don't really care because I'm only ever gonna ride this thing, off-road and between little trailheads whenever I end up riding it, in another state. This is the kind of thing I would take to get on ADV Fest and goof around with. Run to and from the gas station, get myself some beers for the cooler, and then go from there. Not exactly the most practical motorcycle for daily riding, but that's not the point. It's just a fun little goof around toy, and who knows, maybe with a big bore kit on here, it'll start feeling a lot happier. So that is going to wrap things up for today on the Hawk 250. It is officially road ready, and it took me a while to get it done, but now it's all adventures. Now I have to make the 7-mile journey back to Manor. And hopefully the engine doesn't explode on the way back. It made it 21 miles out here and, around town. It only had 19 miles on it when I got it inspected. Technically it has, closer to 100 now, but who's counting? I know I'm not. Let me know if you enjoyed this little series and if you'd like to see me do some bigger mods to this motorcycle. You know, little stuff that'll happen in the live streams. But if you want to see that big bore kit, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.